Since the launch of the Pokémon GO app, people have been finding Pokémon in the weirdest of places and going through extreme measures to catch them all. But there are also those who have used the app to discover some sinister things. Trespassers. Boone Sheridan and his wife bought an old church in 2015 and renovated it to be their home. While the home is very unique, Boone has been faced with an unexpected situation ever since Pokémon GO was released. Because most churches were gyms, he saw that his home was a gym as well. Soon after that, he started seeing groups of people driving and walking by his house. He has taken the situation in stride though, and has used the opportunity to meet and greet with people. But he hopes to start a conversation with the app developers, hoping that either the gym is removed from the game, or at least have it removed at nighttime to prevent any shifty visitors. Paying customers only. The Pokémon GO app has forced businesses to reevaluate their plan as well as their employees' standard operating procedure. For example, an unknown Dairy Queen was finding themselves dealing with groups of people coming in due to Pokémon sightings, but they weren't buying anything. So the Dairy Treat franchise ended up putting up a sign claiming ownership of their pocket monsters, saying that if you want a piece of the action, you have to buy something. Also, bosses are having to impose strict rules about employees using the app, otherwise business won't get done. Meanwhile, dining establishments are offering discounts for different teams, as well as players who've reached a higher level. On the toilet. Probably one of the most amusing parts of the app is that people are finding Pokémon in the bathrooms and are very cleverly positioning them over the toilet. You would think that this trend would stick to just a few people and not catch on. However, there seems to be an onslaught of Pokémon using the John right now. The more mature folk might sneer at the discovery, but most users are snickering with delight and constantly adding to the toilet humor collection. Security breach. With the new app, there is a concern over privacy. It didn't take long for conspiracy theories to emerge, claiming that the app's developer, Niantic, is trying to breach your personal privacy. This is due to the fact that you can't create an account on the app's server, but instead you have to sign in using your Google account. Users believe that this meant you were giving Niantic access and permission to read your emails and look at your personal information. Because your Google account is linked to other websites, conspiracy theorists claim that Niantic can have total and complete access to your personal life and sensitive information. Niantic and Google responded to the concern and said the bug would be fixed. So no worries about Pikachu reading your email. Labor pains. While Jonathan Terrio's wife Jessica was in the hospital waiting for her C-section so she could deliver the couple's son, Jonathan saw something unexpected in the hospital. There was a Pidgey sitting right under her bed, so he decided to take a screenshot and then capture the wild Pokémon. Jessica at the time was dealing with some understandable discomfort whilst in labor, so she could only give an eye roll in response. Jonathan dealt with some backlash from the public, but most embraced the moment as good fun, and kinda epic. Drones. There are a multitude of reasons why someone would want a drone, as it's becoming one of the fastest growing hobbies in the world. Well, Tumblr user Perchbird found a way to use his drone to help him capture wild Pokémon. Using a computer program and some duct tape, Perchbird attached his phone to the drone and used an app called AirDroid to interact with his phone on his computer. Some players of the game are calling it cheating, while others are calling it brilliant. Mental health. Less than a week after the release of Pokémon GO, psychologists are going nuts over the fact that players who suffer from anxiety, depression, and a lack of social interaction are going outside and interacting with other people positively while trying to catch Pokémon. Because the game depends on GPS and attaches Pokémon to different locations around the world, you can't play the game if you're cooped up inside. It will be some time before official studies are released, but player testimony is revealing that Pokémon GO has a positive impact on mental health. Weird places. Some of the creepier places that people have ended up finding Pokémon and Pokestops are including funeral homes, cemeteries, and memorials. One of the most shocking stops has been the 9/11 memorial pool at Ground Zero. Another weird spot has included the Church of Scientology. One place that is asking people to put their phones away has been the Holocaust Museum, and the iconic landmark has asked visitors to stop trying to catch Pokémon in this place meant to remember the dead. Robbery. In St. Louis, Missouri, a group of teens were arrested in the first week of the app's release. It turns out the teens were using a Pokestop at 2 a.m. to lure unsuspecting game players, and then robbing them at gunpoint. With the phone's geolocation feature, it seems that the app is giving robbers and other people with bad intentions chances to plant themselves in secluded locations and wait for people to show up. The teen robbers added a lure to attract more visitors, and their latest victim, a 33-year-old male, ended up being their last. On the other hand, going out by yourself at 2 a.m. trying to find a Pokemon is probably not the smartest idea. Dead bodies found. 19-year-old Shayla Wiggins got the shock of her life when she was out around the town of Rivington, Wyoming in search of Pokémon. She had jumped the fence so that she could get closer to the river, and it was there that she found something that wasn't a digital pocket monster, but instead a dead body of a man floating in the water about 3 feet from shore. Shayla panicked and called 911. After police came and investigated, it seemed that the deceased died from drowning. A week later, 3 women found a dead body in a park in San Diego, California, but it seemed the man had been dead for quite some time.